Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Small Talk Arkansas. We're coming to you live from our Coronacation Kitchen Table studio.
Welcome to the kitchen table, y'all.
Again. This is episode 17.
It is. Oh, my gosh.
Tuesday, April the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Just another day.
It's true.
Thanks for joining us again.
Mm-hmm.
If you checked out yesterday's show, we were late getting it up. I don't know. Maybe tell us what you think. I mean, it looks better than ever. We're learning some new things on processing and
every single day,
editing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. If the quality of the video footage and the quality of the video itself was that much better, and you liked it that much more, and it's worth the later upload time, let us know. We want to hear.
Or earlier upload time, depending on the day.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm your host, Jason Martin.
And I'm Tessa Wilmans.
And on today's show, today is our local, it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
It's our local comedy show.
It is.
We have a comic on every Tuesday.
Tuesdays needed a little something.
From the local area.
So,
yeah.
We're bringing it to you.
So, Dustin Vance is going to be on today. He's Arkansas's funny man. Mm-hmm. He's going to be on, and you don't want to miss some of this guy's story. He is he's going to keep you rolling. So tune in. Make sure you stay through the Corona statistics and stay tuned to hear Mr. Dustin Vance.
Absolutely.
On today on Shit We're Into, what are we going to be talking about today?
I think we're talking about podcasts.
We're talking about podcasts.
Or is podcast, are they something we like?
Podcast.
Yeah.
We participate in one on a daily basis right now. But, there
are others that we listen to.
We've listened to others for years, and we want to talk a little bit about some of those podcasts. I'm excited because I really enjoy traveling a lot for life, just trying to learn new things. I enjoy podcasts. So
I do too.
We're going to talk about that a little bit today.
We are.
Let's get to the Corona stats before they get older. Positive cases in the state of Arkansas. It seems like now, we've been tracking this data for 3 solid weeks. We're starting our 4th week now. Mm-hmm. And it seems like Tuesdays are always the day that the state kind of catches up.
Oh.
So the stats are the same every single week, or the trend is the same every single week of, Tuesday we woke up and we got all the stuff.
We got all of our
through
shit
Monday.
together.
It's all together, and we're back at it in real time.
Yeah.
And then we're real time through Friday, and then we, all go home for the weekend and come back on Monday. We're still a little groggy-eyed. Numbers aren't necessarily accurate. We kind of go back and forth with accuracies. And then by Tuesday, boom.
Tuesday, they're normal again.
They're normal again. So I'll give you
what does that mean?
It means right now in Arkansas, we have 1,971 positive cases.
Which is up from...
It's 190 more than yesterday.
So, but still, what happened to the prisoners?
Well, I think they're calculated in this. I just don't think the news stations, I think they just run with stories. And I think that, here's the news. Boom, let's run with it. And then let's not define where those numbers came from, how they funneled in, those types of things. We'll talk county by county. I think the prisoners are all accounted for in these statistics. But to give you an example of this is 190 new cases overnight by the Arkansas Department of Health.
Right.
So it's just statistics. Doesn't mean there was necessarily 190 new cases yesterday. I think the governor and the state itself is reporting a different number than that. This is what's reported by the Department of Health. These are the stats that we go by every single day, every single week. So you can see the trends, and you can you've got a baseline. So for instance, last Monday or Monday to Tuesday of last week, there were 195 new cases.
Huh.
So Monday to Tuesday, which is 195 new cases, is the highest daily
jump we've had
in Arkansas during this pandemic. So now from Monday to Tuesday this week, we're 190 cases.
So that's very similar.
Very similar. So, we're on the second largest jump ever.
Yeah.
A 5-case difference today. Again, all of these didn't occur overnight.
Right.
But there are lots of reports of new things, new groups that are popping, prisoners. There's some students. I've read several other outbreaks that are happening around the state within small little groups of people that all of a sudden is going to test out 30, 40, 50 people in a group. Like the prisoners numbers are in the hundreds.
Right.
There's a lot of other groups that are going to pop that are going to be a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, 4 dozen in a particular group. Some of these are recovery groups. There are some other, other little subsets similar to that we're going to see some incline still over the next week or two. It's going to continue to happen.
Interesting.
And it goes back again, is if we're testing, if we test more, we're going to find more.
Exactly.
We're going to have more positive cases if we test more. Yeah, Governor yesterday said, we're testing 1,000 people a day. Damn it, really? Where's the data for that? Because the Arkansas Department of Health isn't reporting 1,000 a day. I mean, as of yesterday, again, the Arkansas Department of Health reported that we tested 386 on Friday.
That's not 1,000.
Not 1,000.
I don't know if our governor can't do math or
5,129 for all of last week. So not 1,000.
Yeah.
If you're rounding up, if you're closer to 1,000 or closer to 0,
then okay.
It's 1,000.
Yeah. But if those are your
if you're using
choices,
real math, it's 3 digits and it's closer to 700 a day.
Yeah.
750.
Yeah.
I'm not a mathematician.
No. But
don't even play one on television. Didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. But it's math.
Yeah.
So, all right, I digress.
Yeah.
190 new cases yesterday, second largest jump in the state since the pandemic broke. 42 deaths is what we're up to now. Keep in mind, guys, we were 27 deaths last week.
And now we've got
42. With 3 more deaths overnight, which continues to be our trend right now is 3 deaths per day, roughly. And that is the largest we've ever had.
Yeah.
So,
let's open everything up next week or whenever it is.
May be the right idea, may not be the right idea. We'd love to know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, let us know.
26,988 have been tested. Anyway, we'll break 2,000 cases in Arkansas today.
Yeah.
If we don't, we just didn't test anybody today.
Yeah.
Other than that, we'll break 2,000
today,
positive cases. Testing 26,988 have now been tested. Again, if you do the math and you go, Tuesday, let's correct all the math. There were 2,137 people tested in the last 24 hours. Know that the data is not accurate.
It's not.
They can't do math.
Bless their hearts.
Some of them have got their shoes off and still.
Do they all have to get together and?
They have to get together in a group. And
all use
Johnny, how many fingers did you count? Lisa, how many toes? And of course, they can't, stand within 6 feet of each other. So,
it's quite the
makes
ordeal.
it much more complicated.
It's quite the ordeal. Oh man.
I wish I could just all walk up to you know what an abacus is.
Yeah, I do.
The colored beads. Those were so cool back in elementary school.
Yeah.
Can't they just walk up and go slide over?
Yeah. No.
Slide over the beads.
Yeah.
Woo!
It would be a lot more fun.
That was so cool. I'm going to get me an abacus. We're going to get one for the studio.
Oh, my gosh.
Positive cases in the U.S., 787,960. So We're going to break 800,000 today in the U.S. That's 28,174 more than yesterday. And again, we would have broken it already, guys. We'd have broken 1 million already if there was actual testing.
Yeah.
If testing was going on.
If everybody was doing all the testing that needed to be done.
I mean, I know, I went out and about. I had to go do some stuff at the office yesterday. I went by myself. I was the only one in the building, did all the things, wiped down the handles, used the Purell, did all the things. But I had to go to my office yesterday just, to take care of some stuff, and ton of cars out. I mean, it almost looks like a normal work day.
Yeah.
Out and about right now. And so if everybody was actually being tested, I mean, I think probably a lot of us have already had Corona. I don't doubt in the mind that I honestly haven't already had it, low symptoms, and just went through. And I think there's probably a lot of us out there, but these numbers, 787,960, are because, realistically, unless you get checked into the hospital almost,
you're not going
to be positive.
Yeah. Or you're not going to get a test.
Yeah. So that's 28,174 more new cases in the U.S. versus yesterday. 42,364 total deaths right now. 42,364. And that's 1,681 new deaths overnight. So by looking at last week's numbers, ebb and flow. The death rate is coming down on a daily basis. Looking at last week's numbers, looking at the numbers the week before that, the death rates are coming down. You go to week before last, I would say, and I'm just throwing it out there, our average was probably about 1,800 a day. I didn't do the math. I'm just quickly doing it in my head. It was about 1,800 a day 2 weeks ago. Last week that would have been divided by 7, close to 2,800 a day last week. So if we're 1,600 right now, we're below, and this is one day, Guy.
Yeah.
1 day of reporting this. So, it can come back up. But if New York has theirs under control, New Jersey has theirs under control, Massachusetts is seeing a spike, Maryland's seeing a spike right now.
I heard Chicago.
But, you look at, Michigan was out of control. A lot of other states were all out of control kind of at the same time as this was really hitting hard. And now there's just a few out there that are outliers that are this number may go back up. If we start opening up the U.S., it probably is going to go back up. But, it is where it is.
Time will tell.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts. You think the government, you think Arkansas should be back and open May 4th? I mean, that's where the governor's shooting for right now, a May 4th target opening. It's going to be a soft opening. Talking about, hospitals for surgeries and a few other things, but, national.
Georgia is going to open on Friday.
Georgia's opening on Friday.
Movie theaters,
gyms, salons. Restaurants will open on Monday. Dine-in restaurants will open the following Monday in Georgia. And there's several other states that are going to be doing that. Yet if you look at Georgia's numbs, their numbers are
great.
Not good. They're, so way too soon. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It is, what you're an American watching this.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Do you want to open back up?
Do you think that we should, or,
I'm on the fence. I'm ready to go back to work. I'm tired of isolation. I am ready to get out and about, just be around people. And if I get it, I get it. If they get it, they get it. We're going to have some sort of death rate. We're going to have some sort of percentage of people that are going to be affected by this. Are we all willing just to say, hey, let's just go back to life? Maybe our circles get smaller. I don't know. I mean, I'm on.
Are you just throwing the natural selection umbrella over this?
Natural selection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Survival of the fittest.
I don't know. I'm on the fence right now. So I need to know, what are your thoughts? Because I've been dealing with my own thoughts on this for a while. And, obviously listen to the radio, listen to the news, listen to all those things. Mm-hmm. And I want to know you watch our show. I want to know your thoughts.
Yeah. What do you want to, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
In the state of Arkansas, let's talk about county by county. Pulaski County went from 377 yesterday to 388 today. So, we're closely, if you take the governor's math, we're probably 500.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call out the governor. Governor just given those numbers by other people. So Asa, I get it. You're a smart man. You do know math, and I appreciate what you're doing. So I'm not picking on you.
He's going to send you an abacus still.
I'm going to send your people an abacus because they don't know math so well. Let's see. Jefferson County, 126 cases. Crittenden County, 142 cases. Garland County went up 1 to 108. Here's the big jump, and it's Lincoln County. So this is the prison. Lincoln County is up to 258 cases.
But that's still not 350?
They were 111 yesterday.
So they only gave 100 prisoners the numbers?
Probably all of these prisoners in the Lincoln County. Now, I don't know, maybe not all the people live in Lincoln County that work there. There's hundreds and hundreds of employees. Maybe they don't live in the county. I thought it was the
prisoners that got it. I'm so confused.
Prisoners had to get it from somewhere.
I don't know.
I don't think somebody's, it's like, hey, I'm going to slip you in a prison shank.
And some coronavirus.
Here
you go.
Yeah.
Coughed on it.
On the tier 4 counties, not a big change. A little bit, couple cases in every county. There's still 16 tier 4 counties. Only one that really had a I don't want to say a significant jump, but went from 46 to 54, and that's Washington County. So, up in the northwest part of the state, saw an 8-case increase, which, it's not 20%, but it's close. Don't have my abacus out to figure that out. My 5th grade math teacher would be so upset.
Oh.
I think it's probably 2nd grade. I don't know. It's been so many years ago. There's not even enough beads on the abacus to tell you how far ago that was. All right. In the U.S., New York, they broke 250,000 as we projected yesterday. Yeah. 253,311 positive cases in the state of New York with, is that number right? 18,653 deaths. And that number is accurate. More deaths than they had yesterday. So death rate's still going up in New York. There was 18,298 deaths reported yesterday. So maybe there's a lag everywhere nationally. But numbers. I don't know. Maybe there is. But, that's 600 more cases or 550 more cases than the day before in death rate. So 18,653 cases or deaths overnight. I don't know. Going back, I don't have the data in front of me to tell you what the jump is. I'm inaccurate there, but 18,653 deaths is what's being reported this morning in New York. New Jersey, 88,806, 4,520 deaths there. California, 33,866 total cases there with 1,229. And then we get to the states that actually border Arkansas. And this is kind of where we focus most of our time. Louisiana is up to 24,523 cases. That's basically 500 more, a little more than 500 more than yesterday. So 500 a day is still where Louisiana is at.
Yeah, that's it's
a lot.
Not good.
It's a lot of cases, 500 per day in Louisiana. Death rate in Louisiana is now 1,328. So that's a little over 30 overnight. 30 deaths per day, 500 positive cases per day. Still a lot of coronavirus going on in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Texas, 20,000. So they did break 20,000 overnight. 20,087 positive cases now with 520 deaths. Tier 3 states. So I heard on the news this morning, Tennessee is seeing some regression. I don't have it broken down for you what that looks like, but 7,238 cases in Tennessee. So that's just a little more than 200 new cases overnight, 230 cases overnight. New positive cases in the state. I mean, you still go, well, that's 230 cases in a day. Mm-hmm. So we got regression, but that's a lot of new cases.
That's still, yeah.
152 deaths is where Tennessee is. So that is 4 more than they had yesterday. 148 is what they reported yesterday. So 4 deaths. Arkansas is having 3. So from an aspect of deaths, but
we're a tier 1 state.
We're tier 1.
And they're tier
3.
Yep. Okay. Got it. Just wanted to check.
Missouri, 5,963. So they'll break 6,000 cases today.
Yeah.
But 5,963. So it's 150 plus overnight that Missouri brought on. Mm-hmm. So you look at, Arkansas bringing on the 100, what did I tell you?
It was like 190.
190.
Yeah. We brought on more
new cases than Missouri did.
Yeah.
Missouri has 215 deaths. So now that was 16 more deaths than they reported yesterday.
Wow. That's a lot.
It's a lot of deaths in a day. Mississippi, tier 2. The tier 2 states are Mississippi and Oklahoma. And Mississippi has 4,512 cases. So about 235 more than yesterday, give or take. Mm-hmm. 235 new cases overnight in Mississippi. 4,512 is where they are. Takes 5,001 to get to a tier 3. So at that rate, Mississippi will be a tier 3 state by the end of the week.
This week, yeah.
Mm-hmm. 169 deaths in Mississippi, so that's more than Tennessee. 169, that's 10 new deaths overnight. Mississippi is reporting. In Oklahoma did break 2,600 like we predicted yesterday. They're at 2,680 cases today. So that is an 81 new cases overnight. Not a big jump for Oklahoma compared to Arkansas, compared to Tennessee, compared to Mississippi, compared to Missouri. Mm-hmm. Not that big of a jump in Oklahoma. 143 deaths, so they had 3 more deaths overnight in the state of Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh. And
then back to Arkansas, reported Arkansas already. We have 1,971 total cases with 42 deaths in the state. So, those are our daily coronavirus statistics. And, we'll come back. Do you guys, is this something, do you guys listen to this? Do you watch this part of the show?
Or do you fast forward through it?
Do you want to keep getting our updated viewpoint on the corona data and the statistics that are out there? Or are you getting this from all the other sources and you're just, tired of it and you want us to just get rid of this, maybe do it once a week, maybe do it twice a week, maybe do it 3 times a week? Tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us in the comments below. We'd like your input on what it is that you want to hear.
Yeah, what you want to hear. Absolutely.
So in other news, we kind of talked about it already. The governor wants to open the state back up May the 4th. Mm-hmm. So it's a soft opening, but
elective surgeries.
That's the date that's out there right now. Fixed. I think if a lot of other states begin to open around us, I don't know how conservative we're going to be at going, okay, let's watch and see what happens there. If cases begin to spike back up, or if the pressure of, hey, their economy is on and going.
Ours should be too.
And ours should be too. And unemployment and all of those things. Think about this, guys. The state's not bringing in a lot of money right now. They're not bringing in all the tax revenue that they normally bring in. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen police cars out and about on the freeway anywhere. I mean, I'm not encouraging you to go out and just, do a $150 on the freeway.
Yeah, don't do that.
But if there was a time that you might be able to get away with it, I don't know. I don't see anybody out there giving out tickets and you
probably have to get into a wreck and, someone probably has to call the police for them to,
And I'm sure they're doing it for their safety and safety of the officers and things like that. But, I look at that and go, okay, court fines that aren't going on right now, court fees that aren't being charged because courts aren't in session.
They're not.
And then, no traffic fines that are continually going out every day.
I wonder if their red light cameras are like working double, or if did those even work?
They don't even work. It's a joke.
It's like the button that you push to cross the crosswalk. It just makes you feel better.
Well, makes you feel better. Makes me angry. Doesn't this thing know I pushed the button? So talking about traffic and all of those things, other news. I-630 is supposed to be finished this week, weather permitting. Of course, we're going to get all these thunderstorms and possible tornadoes. And again, Wednesday, Thursday, possibly,
have y'all seen 630? Have you seen 630?
Yeah, it's supposed to be finished.
Didn't you drive down 630 to the office?
I think all they're doing left is painting all the real, stripes, the real stripes, not the fake stripes that are currently there, but real stripes. I think that's what's left to do.
Okay.
And it'll be open for business.
Okay.
Full time open for business.
When is Canis going to be open for business?
We'll talk about Canis is a whole other story. We'll talk about that on another day. I want to get out there and get some pictures, and so we can share.
It's a hot mess.
Yeah, Canis is ugly. Anyway,
it is. So, if y'all like what you're hearing, why don't you subscribe to our channel? If you don't like what you're hearing, why don't you let us know about it so we can do something?
And subscribe to the channel.
Yeah. We really want you to subscribe to the channel, no matter if you like us or if you don't.
Guys, if you want to help us out during this time, what really would help us out is go subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh. Did you know? Well, you did know that we hit 1,000 likes on Facebook.
Facebook, we now have over 1,000 followers, and we appreciate each and every one of you.
Each and every one.
For liking us or following us on Facebook. That's easy to do, like us on Facebook. It is.
And what would make our dreams come true is if y'all hit that watch now button and it took you straight over to YouTube and you just click that subscribe. Just go over there. Just click. And then another click. And then done.
Guys, if you guys subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. That helps us out dramatically with the algorithms and everything. All of the YouTube and Google algorithms helps us out. We're found by more people, and we appreciate that. When we started this channel, we put up the Facebook page, did all of those things. It's just a little over 3 weeks ago. And we Tessa and I watched the folks that liked us on Facebook and said, hey, how many of your friends are liking the page now? How many of my friends are liking the page now? Subtract it and go, all right, well, that's how many people we absolutely aren't even connected to that like the page. Yeah, and that's grown from like 3 or 4 a day that were different that we didn't know. So there's over 350 people that like our Facebook page right now that we're not directly connected to. So that's super cool.
That is
we
really
certainly
cool.
Appreciate you taking your time to follow us and listen to us. Now subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us some comments.
Yes,
we want to know what you like, don't like, want to hear, don't hear.
We want your feedback.
We need to know.
Absolutely. We can handle it. Jason, I think that is the sound of a special guest.
Yeah, we've got our special guest. As we told you, today is Local Comedy Tuesday.
It is.
Something like that.
It is.
We make up the name every day, every time we say it.
We need a better name.
Dustin,
do.
God.
Maybe Dustin can help us with that.
Yeah, Dustin Vance is on the show today. He's a local comic. He's a father of 4 with an amazing wife that lets him abandon her with the children while he does stand-up. That's my kind of woman right there.
That is an amazing wife.
He's a local favorite at the Loony Bin Little Rock and featured and performed at the Joint in North Little Rock, as well as hosting a variety of shows and benefits around Arkansas. He's an abstract storyteller with high energy and a love for taking audience on a journey. Dustin, are you with us this morning?
I'm here. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I got to say, first off, before I forget, happy birthday to that same amazing wife. She's currently with all the kids on her birthday while I get to do this. So, shout out to her.
Oh, happy birthday, girl.
Happy birthday, Mom.
That's right. So happy birthday to Elizabeth. Also, I hate that intro music is so good that nobody could see me dancing to it. It's real disappointing.
We, you know, as soon as we come out of this Corona thing, we'll do this again live, and we'll make sure everybody sees you dancing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it. I want that in writing, maybe contractually, if we could get it. You know,
Done.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Done.
Absolutely.
The attorneys will draw up the documents today.
Yeah.
Just have yours call mine. You know,
That's
just that way.
My people will be in touch with your people.
Right.
So, Dustin, you're a local funny man. You're a healthcare professional. How are the local healthcare professionals holding up during this pandemic?
You know, so I'm in the hospital every day, but I'm not an actual clinician. So I'm kind of frontline adjacent, which is an interesting place to be. You know, healthcare workers, a lot of them, they kind of get into this job for exactly this reason. You know, I mean, this is what they kind of want, at least at some level, you know. I mean, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but they want to be there for these kinds of things, you know. So I think on some level,
junkies.
Right, kind of adrenaline junkies, you know. They're excited to be there. They're excited about what they can do and how to help. And, you know, you see a lot of people kind of changing jobs and changing roles and doing other things. So it's kind of an exciting thing to see them react and act to things that are going on. And, you know, they're the best, or, you know, we're going to pull through this. And I think they're more than up to the challenge.
So spirits remain high.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good.
Yeah, we like to hear that.
Yeah. You know, I hope I don't have to go to the hospital for anything, but I definitely don't want to see them overburdened. I want to see whether it's me or my loved ones, friends, whatever. The healthcare workers are there to do the job and are up for the challenge.
You know, the worst thing about it is the mask. You know, the deal with the mask. So I'm a pretty expressive person. I smile, I laugh, I'm moving my face around all the time.
Nobody will believe that, Dustin.
Right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you can't see any of that under the mask. So that's kind of a weird thing. You know, we all just look like post-apocalyptic train robbers now. So that's a really strange thing. That's a really strange thing for me, is that you can't see the faces anybody's making behind the mask.
Yeah.
So,
you know, I wear a mask pretty regular, and right now, Arkansas Game and Fishing has lacked up, whatever that word is. I don't know. My vocabulary is so small. I got lots of 4-letter words.
It's probably one of those like laxi or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, taken from the Latin root of. Anyway, you know, Arkansas Game and Fish has said, hey, you know what? If you need to hunt, you need to fish during this pandemic. We're going to be, you know, a little more lax, at least on guidelines and maybe licensing or whatever. I'm a turkey hunter, which when you're a turkey hunter, you wear a mask. You know, because the turkeys They can see you. They can see real
Right.
good. So you got to wear, they have great eyesight where, deer can smell really well. They can smell everything, but a turkey can see everything. And that's why you don't see a lot of turkeys when you're walking around in the woods, because they saw you a long time before you saw them, and they're out and about. So you have to be all camoed up and wear a mask when you're turkey hunting. I'd love to be out there this morning. It is turkey season. How about you? Are you a turkey hunter?
I'm not a turkey hunter, but I've got a really good friend that is, and I grew up in the Saline River bottoms, so I know all about hunting and everything. I think it's awesome that the Game and Fish always relaxes and laxes stuff like this when something's going on. Especially with all the hunters that we do have, I think it's almost kind of funny. They're like, you know what, just go hunt whatever, guys. We know there's a lot of stress now. Just go out there and do it. Whatever it takes.
Feed your family.
Which I always thought, right? Yeah, just feed your family. Go for it. But no, I don't know. I never really got into it. I am a horrible shot too, so it's probably best that I'm not out there shooting at things.
You don't have a firearm. You shouldn't have a firearm in your hand.
Well, I just shouldn't be shooting it.
You just wave it around and look cool.
Right, just wave it around to look cool, impress people, that kind of thing. But probably best not to shoot it.
All right.
Yeah.
So Netflix, during this whole apocalypse, Netflix came out with the Tiger King.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming you probably watched it as we did, as most of the world did, every single episode.
I did. It was like watching the royal wedding. Like we came together as a nation to see it.
So did Carol kill her husband?
I've been thinking a lot about that because I thought I might be asked that. And if you had asked me right after I saw all the episodes, I would have said, yeah, for sure she killed her husband. But as crazy as that show is, as crazy as that story is, wouldn't it be more crazy if she didn't kill her husband and he's just in Costa Rica somewhere living with big cats?
That's well, I mean, how would we, will he ever be, will we find him? Will he pop up? Will there be another show, the next pandemic? Carol's husband exists.
He probably has seen it and he's just waiting. He's like, you know what? I'm going to wait for this to cool down and I'm going to pop it back up, amp it back up, and really get a big Netflix deal out of this. He's going to been alive the whole time. He'll have thrown like a mannequin covered in sardine oil out into the tiger cage and fooled Carol.
So if he's hanging out with tigers in Costa Rica, if that's, let's say that your theory
right.
on Carol's husband is real. Is he dressed up in camo?
I mean, he probably is. He's probably in camo. I feel bad for these American tigers. I don't even really think of them as real tigers. After seeing the show and everything like that, you don't even think of them as like a real tiger. I mean, they're several generations just born here, I would feel really sorry for them if you just let them go out into the wild, because they probably wouldn't know how to be a tiger. Like, I could see them just like walking through the jungle and like bumping into another tiger because they don't even know how to use their camouflage, like Tony's walking through the jungle and he bumps into Shere Khan. He's just like, oh my God, I didn't even see you. You look just like tall grass and dappled sunlight, I don't know. It's got to be rough to be an American tiger.
Yeah, I mean, but we can make it a lot more challenging for the turkey hunters. We just release the tigers in America. It's like,
I mean, hey, if the Game and Fish is loosening up regulations on everything else, why not a tiger season? You know?
Well, no, it would be a hunter season. I mean, you send the hunters out there in the camo, and they're it's turkey season. So the camo serves two purposes for the hunter. Not only does he have to hide from the turkey so that he can kill those, he has to hide from the tigers.
Although, did you see how fat some of those tigers had gotten?
Yeah.
I think if I saw one coming, I mean, I certainly couldn't outrun it, but like, I think it would have to take a break, like get its tiger inhaler out or something. Those are some really fat, it's as a typical American cat, we like them chunky. Yeah. So it's, we like our tigers fat too.
Well, that's definitely because they eat all their meat from Walmart.
Right, yeah. Yeah, at this point, the tigers would just be like, all right, let's go hunt down that Walmart meat truck. Come on. Can do it.
They just circle. You see all the tigers circling the truck. Truck driver's
like at off ramps,
Yeah, truck driver jumps out and he's like got his hands up and he's like, "You guys just take it. You can have it. Just leave me alone." So, during this time, and, we talk about the mask, and, it's still important for us to use all the Purell and to wash our hands. And we've washed, I saw the meme that, I washed my hands so many times. There was a nightclub stamp that popped up from 20 years ago. You know something about didn't you go to the zoo? And guys, this is on Dustin's YouTube channel. You guys certainly need to check that out. We're going to put this in the description below. Didn't you go to the zoo with your brother to watch the tigers?
So we did. So this is years ago. I'm probably 10 years old or so. And we go to the bathroom.
That makes it that much worse. You know that, Dustin?
I know, right? Yeah, I know. Like, I get that. But I any mother that's out there listening that is sending their boy to the bathroom at this age, I just want them to think long and hard about this, because this is a true story. So we go to the bathroom, we're washing our hands, or we go to the bathroom, we use the bathroom, we're washing our hands, and that's when I hear this guy say, "Hey, those kids are washing their hands in the toilet." And I just kind of look down and I realize, yep, this is a urinal.
No.
And it was, you guys are laughing, but look, it was this long trough style, like it was the early 90s, so urinals were different, and we were fast and loose with urinals, I guess, back then, because this one was very sink-like. So I hear the guy say it. I realize that it's a urinal, and so I just dry my hands off on the pubic hair of the guy next to me, and I just get out of there.
That was just smart thinking right there.
Yeah, right. I'm quick on my feet. And I just leave my little brother behind. I told him the soap was the cake at the bottom, and then that was it. I was out of there.
Oh.
Yeah. So kind of the moral of that story is that if you're sending your kid to the bathroom by themselves, you're like, oh,
they need some instructions.
Well, yeah, they're like, oh, surely they're old enough to know the difference between a toilet and a sink. Think again,
Yeah.
I'm also immune to the coronavirus now.
I figured that. So you're donating blood, and they're using that to try to make this antivirus.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's right. Yeah. I'm a hot commodity right now.
So this all started about 4 weeks ago, and when it did start, everybody went out and they were getting Purell, and they were getting hand sanitizer, and they were getting hand soap, because we didn't know how to wash our hands, as you've proven to us.
Right.
Of course, you were attempting to wash your hands, so that was, kudos to you for that.
Right. The best laid plans. Yeah.
So, everybody went out, you look at this worldwide, and I saw a thing this week where, Russians, everybody in Russia went to the ATMs, and, they don't trust their banks there, so they went in and have began to take all their money out of the ATMs. Well, we didn't really see that big run on U.S. banks here. What we saw was on toilet paper and things like that. Mm-hmm. Did you stock up at your house? What things did you make a run on 4 weeks ago when this thing started?
So we didn't make a run. No, you know what? I take that back. I made a run on one thing. There was this conspiracy theorist at work, and he was like, "Man, I hear that iron, it take your vitamin D. That iron is what keeps you from getting it." And I am not a conspiracy theorist by any means, and I think all that stuff is ridiculous. But I went out and bought a bunch of vitamin D. I probably spent like close to $50 on vitamin D, and I've been taking it every day. So maybe that works. But it was the only thing that I stocked up on, and I really think we were kind of suffering from some toilet paper hubris 4 weeks ago. Like, you know, Charmin had that big, giant, huge mega roll that would last 3 months. It was like we were in a Tower of Babylon of toilet paper, and like we had to be taken down a notch or two. I remember there was toilet paper at the store that was scented, like they had scented toilet paper, and one of them was lavender. It was lavender scented toilet paper, and I just remember thinking, like, lavender is in everything, and like it's calming and it's soothing. It helps you relax. It helps you sleep. But like, if there's one body part I want to be on high alert, like it's my butthole. Like, I want him clocked in, on time, not looking at Facebook. Like, I want him focused, you know? Like if anything, I want meth scented toilet paper. Like, I just want my butthole just like a long haul trucker, you know? Just like, we got to get these turds to Iowa, you know?
Oh my gosh.
But at this point, I would settle for any toilet paper because, yeah, we didn't stock up, and I think we're down to our last like 4-pack. So it's going to be interesting the next couple of days.
Well, if those are the 3-month rolls, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Maybe so. We'll see.
All right. Well, you know, right now, obviously, we're all spending a lot more time at home. I mean, you know, your wife Elizabeth is home with all the kids, and everybody's home. School's out, all of those things. So we're all staying home. It's a little hard, depending on your home arrangements. I mean, when you're talking about you, your wife, your kids, everybody in a single dwelling. Think about folks that have got grandparents and parents and brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, everybody kind of under one roof. It's trying to do social distancing, in a residence. How's that working out at your casa?
I think honestly and realistically, once you get it, you practice social distancing all day. You're paranoid about washing your hands all day. Kind of when I come in the front door, I don't know. That's kind of the last safe space left in the world. So there's, you come in the door and it's business as usual when you're in your home. You try it all day to be as clean as you can. You take your stuff off out in the garage, and leave it there. And then you just try to be that sense of normalcy in the house, even though you're with everybody, we try to go out and take walks more. We do some scooter rides more. We fight a lot more. So that's a lot of fun. Part of being quarantined or stay at home, whatever, with your family is that those are the people you can be the most mean to, and they're still going to stay, they can be the most mean to you. So that can be tough sometimes, especially with 4 kids. I mean, the things that they have invented to fight about are pretty amazing. So that's something. But probably the best thing for me being home so much is that it's the only time you can really be 100% sure that no one else has used your toothbrush. Think about it. Everybody's gone all day. Can you really ever say for 100% that someone has not broken into your home and used your toothbrush and then left it where it was and then walked away?
So because the family's home and they're self-isolating in your home, your toothbrush is safe.
Your toothbrush is safe. You know, it's this the one silver lining I think we can all take away from this, you know. And also, now all of you are going to be thinking about, has anybody used my toothbrush? It's something to think about. It's a real threat out there, I think.
What do you think we should do about that? What do you think we should do when the world goes back to normal? Do we take our toothbrushes with us?
You know, I obsessively clean mine, and I try to set it down in a weird way so that I'll know if it's been moved. I can go and ask around the house. I'm like, hey, somebody touched my toothbrush? Was it moved? It was moved. It was set upside down. What's the story here? You know?
It sounds like you have some childhood drama. Or
I've got
trauma, not drama.
You know, I wash my hands in a urinal, so that's one of the stories I talk about. So there's some things going on. You know, I did my best.
Now, I think like you, you grew up. You said Saline County, River Bottoms. What city is that?
That was in Tull, Arkansas, which is actually an incorporation. I don't think it's even a full blown city. You know, it's a hamlet at best. But yeah, so I guess the quarantine is not as bad for me, because I grew up in a trailer, and I was just like living in one long hallway, you know? So now we're in a house, there's a den to cut through, a place to circle around. It's nice. So you can handle it.
Yeah, you can spin, get out of the way. Where in a 60-foot trailer. I also grew up in a trailer. In a 60-foot trailer, it is that one long hallway from the front door, which is somewhere in the living room. You've got a bedroom off to the right, and then, you know, kitchen and all the other bedrooms, bathrooms are down one big long hallway.
That's right. You couldn't even run from a spanking as a child. There was nowhere to go.
The beauty of that, and back. Yeah, we had our own indoor bowling alleys, though.
Right, yeah, you had that, and it sounds like you were probably like me. You probably grew up in a trailer in a time before double wides.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Only the rich kids got double wides.
That's right. Yeah. We also had one door of the trailer was like 8 feet off the ground. There's no deck or anything there. It was just open to nothing. I think that was part of Arkansas law for a trailer. It had to be on a hill.
That was, one of those things that hopefully the folks that broke in and fucked with your toothbrush during the day.
That's
hopefully
right.
They took that door out.
That's right. Yeah. That was my plan for back then. I actually had the toothbrush setting near that door. So I'd be like, oh, perfect. Go out this way. We're good to go. He'll never know.
We've got a toothbrush. Let's make the clean break the fastest way out.
That's right. Yeah. So, as you can tell, I'm a pretty smart guy. So I'm a thinker, I'm a thinker.
All right. Well, Dustin, we appreciate you being on the show today. You're always funny. Love you. This
was fun, man. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you guys.
You guys go out when the coronavirus, pandemic is over, when the clubs open back up, and you don't even have to wait till then to show Dustin some love. No. He can be found on YouTube at Dustin Vance. Now it's DSTN Vance, VANCE. That's his channel on YouTube. And he can be found on Facebook. We'll put all of that in the description. Instagram, he's Vance the Comic, at Vance the Comic. Go check out Dustin, follow him. He's got some really funny videos out on YouTube right now. Show him some love, and then once he gets out of this, he'll hopefully we'll have you back, Dustin.
I would love that.
But certainly once this pandemic is over, let's really, we'd love to support your shows. Tell everybody when and where you're going to be, and hopefully we can help grow your base.
Yeah, this was awesome, and I hope that can work two ways too, man. This was really great, and I'm excited to see what you do with your show. This was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on, Dustin. We're going to put all of the places that you guys can find him in the description below. So make sure you check him out. Dustin, stay safe today, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Watch your toothbrushes.
Yes.
we got it covered. Thanks.
All right,
Thank
bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right.
So that was Dustin.
That was Dustin.
Yes.
And what about my toothbrush?
What about mine?
I don't know. I've never, I don't know. I've never thought about somebody messing with my toothbrush.
Me either.
Probably not going to sleep tonight now. Thanks, Dustin.
I know. Thanks, Dustin. Now we've got anxiety about our toothbrushes.
Coronavirus wasn't enough. Now who's been messing with my toothbrush when I'm away at work? Hey, do you know what that sound is?
I do.
What is that sound?
That's the sound of shit we're into.
Shit we're into?
Yes.
Yeah, daily segment that we do.
It's true.
About shit we're into.
Yeah. And I guess now it's going to be keeping our toothbrushes safe.
Keeping
secured. Yep. We're going to need a lockbox. Stat.
Amazon.
I know.
Sometimes a gun safe, sometimes a toothbrush safe.
You never know.
Yep.
Oh, but no, today we're into podcasts.
We're into podcasts.
We are. Did you know? Did you know that we're into podcasts and, things like that?
We started a podcast literally just over 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're in week 4.
We are.
So
we've learned a thing or two.
We've learned a lot of stuff about podcasts.
Props to all these people that do them.
Do them for a living.
Yeah.
One thing that has benefited us is we've done this every day.
Yeah.
So we've learned a lot of things every single day.
Yeah.
We continue to learn things every day. We appreciate you watching, checking us out.
Yes.
And sticking around and watching us as our show continues, hopefully, to get better on a daily basis.
Yes.
But it wasn't like we just woke up one morning and said, damn it, let's do a podcast.
Let's go.
We both listen to podcasts, watch podcasts for many years.
Yeah.
Listen to them, watch them if they have a YouTube channel and they play them there or some other place. But mostly, when I travel and whatever for business or even back and forth to the office, podcasts for me have always been a way to continue my education.
Yeah.
I learn a lot of things. You can there's a lot of podcasts out there to entertain, just to keep you entertained if that's what you want to do. But what are some of your favorite podcasts that you listen to and why?
Oh gosh, I have a huge list of podcasts that I listen to. Probably one of my favorites, definitely one of my favorites is My Favorite Murder.
My Favorite Murder.
Yeah.
It's not one I've ever listened to, watched, and now I'm a little concerned. So I was concerned about my toothbrush, and now I'm concerned that you're watching murder podcasts.
Listening
to murder podcasts.
Yeah, I know how
if I disappear, guys, it's not the virus. Murder podcast. Tell us about My Favorite Murder.
Well, it was started by two girls who like true crime, and they talk about true crime stuff that happens all over the country, and but then they also talk about mental health and good things like that, and they're really funny and kind of makes me feel like I have more friends than I do. Not really. But no, they are really cool people and tell some really interesting stories. So I like true crime.
Okay, true crime.
Yeah, it's about true crime. So that's one. Do you want me to go on?
Yeah, give us a handful of
Let's see,
podcasts.
I like My Favorite Murder. I really like Dan Savage, the Savage Lovecast. That's about relationships and stuff like that, and a little politics here and there. And
Dan Savage has been a politic guy for a long time, I believe.
Yeah.
So now he's doing love.
Well, he's been a love and relationship guy for like 20-something years. So,
I never saw that side of him.
Yeah, he started that.
He's cuddly.
Yeah, he is cuddly. So I really like his podcast.
He's cuddly if you agree with his politics.
Yeah, and even if you don't, he's going to give you some solid advice.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Word.
Yeah. So I like his podcast a lot. He's very entertaining and gives some solid advice. And then I also really like one called Oh No, Ross and Carrie.
Never heard of it.
You should tune in. They talk about fringe science, paranormal stuff, kind of some fringe religion things. Like they go undercover and, learn.
Are they looking for Sasquatch?
They probably have looked for Sasquatch, actually. I don't know. I need to go back and listen.
Chupacabra?
Yeah. Yeah. They've gone and
Area 51.
They've had their auras photographed. They've gone to various psychics. They joined Scientology.
God, you're weird. You listen to some jaded shit.
I mean, I learned so much though.
All right.
I mean, it's stuff that interests me. I think it's kind of cool.
Cool.
And they kind of debunk things and then, tell you the facts.
What's the name of that one?
Oh, No, Ross and Carrie.
Oh, No, Ross and Carrie.
Yeah.
We'll put all of these podcasts in the description below so that you guys can check them out if you want to check them out. You got any other recommendations?
Oh, gosh. Let's see. Those are my top 3 that I listen to all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
I got a list.
Okay. Well, let's hear it.
My favorite podcast is called The Only Way Is Through. So this was put together by Under Armour and iHeartRadio. And it is athletes. It's athletes and their story. Some of them are Olympians. Some of them are in some more obscure sports. There's a UFC guy. There's there's a lot of different athletes, and it is something that happens to them in their life or some obstacle outside of the sport that they're in. There is the women's basketball coach that's interviewed in one of them. That's one of the best interviews. But it's The Only Way Is Through. And it really, if you're looking for inspiration, if you're looking for drive, if you want to know how other people have overcome obstacles in their life that also make the obstacles in your life look pretty small, compared to the obstacles that some of these folks have gone through. To me, that really, it gives me motivation. And it really gives me, it fixes my thing about all humans suck. Because I tend to get in that place pretty regular because most humans, or a lot of humans, suck. And watching or listening to these
our subscribers are amazing.
Our subscribers are amazing. But listening to these type of podcasts, I'm like, man, maybe humanity maybe it's not over. Maybe there's some good people out there.
Yeah.
So The Only Way Is Through is one. How to Money. That's a pretty cool one. It's 2 best friends, 2 guys, started a podcast, and they really just, teach you how to be frugal with your money. They really talk about everything from credit cards to, purchase of vehicles to houses to...
Sounds like one I need to listen to.
To talk about passive income, to talk about a lot of different things. And they do it from a creative point. It is their full-time gig. And so they're 2 young guys, and they're not about how do we make millions. It's not one of those.
Yeah.
It is, if we make 50 grand a year, if we make 35 grand a year, if we make 40 grand a year, how do we live on that?
Yeah.
And how do we
make the best of what you got?
How do we make the best of it? How do we enjoy life? And that's called How to Money. And I like listening to that. How I Built This. This is a podcast by Guy Raz. It's one that Guy Raz started the show on NPR, How I Built This, and it's turned into a regular podcast. And I love hearing an entrepreneur story of where did a business start, what were the challenges, how did they get through all of those things, and how did they overcome to be successful. And there are different levels of success.
Right.
But, Guy has entrepreneurs on his show, and he asks them some questions that they probably haven't been asked before. And he really kind of gets, them thinking, but gets you thinking. I'm an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur.
As am I, yeah.
And I learn from listening, and always have. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. And listening to other entrepreneurs and their stories, I'm always interested in knowing how did they overcome?
Yeah, and how did they make it work for them?
How'd they make it work for them? Because almost all businesses, even the $1 billion ideas or $1 billion companies today, started in somebody's garage, basement, the small corner, store. it started with one person that put in life, blood, sweat, tears, everything to get it to where it is. And so those things, because I'm an entrepreneur and I've done that time and time and time again, and I know you do it. I watch you do it. So, how I built this is if you are an entrepreneur and you're not listening to this podcast, I don't know why not. This is something that can help you better in your business and in your life. There's another one I listened to. It's called Rise. This is a best-selling author. It's Rachel Hollis. I think she's in New York Times. She is now. She's awesome. She is awesome. It's one of those that I kind of have to take in moderation because she is so high energy all the time.
Yeah. Like I kind of wish I had that much energy.
Yeah, and
sometimes.
And listening to her, you go, is this the way she is all the time, or is this the only way she is when the camera's rolling or when the microphone is on, when it's being recorded? But I think this is the way she is all the time.
There are people like that.
If you need energy, you need motivation, you need some new perspective. If you are depressed, if you have things that are going on in your life,
like she's gonna turn that shit around for you.
If you plug in and you listen and you apply these principles that she teaches about every day or talks about every day to your life, I don't know how you can be depressed.
Well,
so
sounds like a good one for these times.
It's a good one. And whether it's these times or I'm all about I'm constantly in, how do I make myself better? That's what we do therapy Thursdays here with therapists that we know, because we are about how can we be better?
Yeah.
How can we react better?
Yeah.
How can we handle our feelings better?
Right.
And all of those types of things. And so it's constantly motivation to how to be a better person, how to be a better human. And sometimes I always need outside forces to help me think of things in different perspectives.
Who doesn't?
That show, Rise, is a good show. Another one in the final one that I listen to, and I listen to a lot of others, but these are my go-tos. There's a fifth one that I listen to again. If you are an entrepreneur, this is another one that's really good. It's called Business School Without the BS. Business School Without the BS. It's an attorney and another successful business guy, and they interview other entrepreneurs. And you always get a MBA in business, not because you went to school, not because you're sitting in the classes, but because you're currently taking in the real knowledge of what's really going on out there.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing. They bring things from a different perspective, highly entertaining and a funny show. But they interview all kind of successful entrepreneurs from everywhere. And because there's two different folks that are on the podcast, there's different questions, different perspectives, different backgrounds. And you just get to go along on the journey with them. And it's a little Guy Raz, when he's doing an interview with an entrepreneur, it's his perspective.
Yeah.
Guy Raz is a genius. Love the guy. Had the opportunity to see him this year in Orlando, and thoroughly enjoyed listening to Guy Raz do an interview live in person. Had a really good time with that. But Guy, and again, genius by himself, but he's got his perspective based on the knowledge that he's built in his lifetime. So the cool thing about Business School Without the BS is you get two separate hosts' perspective, and they come from very different ways or different views. So it's similar to how I built this, but not. Yeah. So check those out. Those 5 are my favorites. We heard from Tessa and her crazy ass favorites about true crime and how to commit a murder. I think that's what I heard her say. How to commit a murder and get away with that. How to find Sasquatch and the aliens. I don't even know what else she said, because honestly, those are where I was fixated on. So
Hey, I will give yours a listen if you give mine a listen.
I'm down with that.
Okay. All right.
On tomorrow's show, we've got Brandy Thomason McNair.
Yes, we do. Of Bella Vita Jewelry. She's such a rad human.
She is.
She is.
Tell them what to expect.
Well, I mean, she is also another entrepreneur, started her own small business. She's also a creative entrepreneur.
And she's been doing this. She's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, she has. She's
definitely had her ups and downs.
Yes. She's moved to a new location. It's beautiful. I'm sure we're going to hear about that. I'm sure we're going to hear about how she's managing through the coronavirus and, having to close and what she's doing and, all those things. So I'm super excited to talk to her.
All right.
I am. Absolutely.
So that's Brandy Thomason McNair on tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
Bella Vita Jewelry.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that. I love her stuff.
Okay.
So cool.
So if you guys, we talked about podcasts. If you've got a podcast that we should listen to, let us know in the comments. Please let us know.
Yeah.
We're at the Corona Kitchen Table Studio.
We've got time.
We're indoors. We're staying isolated, not giving you our cooties. We're not getting your cooties.
Yeah.
We need some interaction. I think I need some interaction. Tell me what podcast to listen to. Damn it. What shit are you into?
Maybe he doesn't need to listen to My Favorite Murder right now.
I need to know. What shit are you into?
Yes.
Leave us the comments below.
Keep us posted. And tune in tomorrow to listen to Brandy.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow. So is there something else that you want to hear us talk about, or would you like to be a guest on the show? Do you know somebody that'd be an interesting story for us to talk about? We'd love for you to tell us and let us know what you want to hear.
Yeah.
We really set this up with an idea that we were going to give you stories and news on a daily basis that you wanted to hear. Hopefully we're a little entertaining while we're doing that, but that was our plan. So continue to reach out to us. Let us know what you want to hear, and please put it in the comments section on the YouTube channel. That helps us out a lot. So there we go.
It's true. And, like us, please, and subscribe, share with your friends, do all the things, push all the buttons.
All the buttons. We need y'all's help.
We do. We
help us out. If you enjoy our show any bit at all, subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
Like the video. If you don't like us, subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Leave us comments. Tell us we suck.
Yes, do.
We want to hear that.
Yeah, we do. We do. Remember, guys, stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay the fuck home.
Stay the fuck home.
Stay the fuck home.
Enjoy that lavender toilet paper.
Do it, man. Live your life. Live your best life. And if that's lavender toilet paper, get it.
But don't wash your hands in the urinal like Dustin did. Happy birthday, Elizabeth.
Yes, happy birthday.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for shooting the shit with us today, y'all.